that I learned this week is that you have to let God take control and let Him talk to you in your heart, because for the longest time, I wanted my spiritual gift to be administration. And this week I learned with Joe that you have to let God take it and just use your spiritual gifts for what you actually have and not try to force yourself to have certain spiritual gifts, because if you actually use what God gave you, then you can do a lot more than what you force yourself to do.
So what really caught my eye when Joe was speaking was suicide, because I've dealt with that before in my school in the past and stuff, and like that caught my eye because I always had a hole in my heart like for suicide and stuff, and like I thought I could fill that hole in my heart with suicide and stuff. And like once you started like speaking about suicide, and once I heard like we went into our church groups and stuff, and I heard how other people were feeling, it just like made me like realize that God's so good. And I replaced that hole in my heart with suicide with God, and it just feels a lot better.
I kind of came into camp feeling very upset. My grandma very recently has just passed away. She had been battling with pancreatic cancer for almost 5 months, and just kind of learning about the spiritual gifts, and like that we all have a certain thing that we're here to do. Like my two gifts are encouraging and pastoral, and encouraging was my highest scoring, and I feel like that is very good for me, and that like really relates to me because of the fact that before I can encourage others, I need to be able to encourage myself that it's gonna be okay, that like God's got it, and that He's gonna take care of us no matter what.
So this week, Joe has been talking to us about our unique design, my unique design, and I think that we have a hard time embracing that. But everybody needs to know that God made you wonderfully and fearfully made. He made us the way He wanted us to be. And I get teased a lot because I'm short. I'm 16 and I'm 5'1", and I'm short. I'm probably the shortest in my class. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm short. That's how God made me. And I think we need to embrace that more.
So one thing I learned at this camp, it wasn't that I need to do something, because I've been feeling in my heart for a long time, for years now, that I was made to do something, that I knew that like I have a purpose, that I was supposed to go out into the world and help. But like Joe said, there was like this chain, and it was like I didn't know what to do. And so like this camp, just Joe helped open my eyes, because now I'm not afraid to start. I'm not afraid to like go and make these crazy ideas, because like oftentimes the crazy ideas are the ones that make the biggest impact.
Ever since I was in 5th grade, I've always felt this hole within myself, and I've always grew up in the church, so it's not like I just met Jesus or anything. And growing up in church was great, but this hole was always empty, and I thought being nice and just being kind to people was all I needed to fill this hole. But Joe taught me to just love Jesus more. Love Jesus more is always going to be the answer for whatever hole that's inside of you.
Joe made a lot of really good points, like loving Jesus more, and just overall that everything else would just fall into that. And I thought it was really interesting on one of our last days here at the camp, the spiritual warfare side of it. It's one of the things that people will often look over, that there is the angels and the demons, and they're wanting to fight for control of you. The demons are the ones who wanted to take and tempt you and ruin your life, but you have to fight back. And you have to know, because most people don't know about the spiritual warfare that's going on, and you really have to be aware of that so that you can fight back.
You were going to live your life, live it up to Jesus, and love on Him and worship Him, because everything else is just temporary.
Joe talked about how the devil's trying to work inside of you and find those spots where he can trick you into following him.
So one thing that really stood out to me that Joe was talking about this week was he started off by telling us a lot of facts about our Generation Z, and how we're all really nurtured and coddled. But he also told us about how we have the potential, a lot of potential in our generation, like we can think outside the box. And he talked a lot about how Jesus was 12 when he gave his first sermon.
I'm very passionate about is spreading positivity and just being the light for everybody. And I think in high school, with like negativity everywhere, I think it's really important to be that light.
Your unique design is not average, and it's just really motivating to be reminded that when God created you, He made everything in you for a reason, and that He put you on this planet to do good. And I know that even when I look in the mirror and I see my flaws and I see all the bad things, God just sees this girl who's working really hard to try and spread His word, and that motivates me to go back home and affect change.
If you love God enough, you'll be willing to face the risk and adversity that life brings you. And you can use your own unique gifts and the way you're designed to spread that to others and just spread the light of God and show everyone what their purpose is on earth.
Because you can just believe in God, or you can follow Him and listen to Him and share the word with other people.
Encourage people about Jesus and to follow Him, and I could teach people about the Bible, and I love doing that. And I know Jesus loves me no matter what I do, and I should have been the one on that cross, but He took my place.
I need to hurry up and tell people about God before I die. I have to. It's something I have to do.
We're perfectly imperfect. Prayer dab. Where's the prayer dab?
Oh, yeah. We gotta do it. Okay, we gotta say 1, 2, 3.
We're perfectly imperfect.
Dab. Pray dab.